Good evening. We are here to present you our analysis of British Petroleum PLC. Indeed, BP is classified as a petroleum industry, which is a business entity that engages in the exploration, production, refinement, and distribution of oil and gas. The performance of the sector is also forecast to decelerate with an anticipated CAGR of 10.4% between 2007 to 2012. 2007 to 2012, which is expected to. The performance of the sector is also forecast to decelerate with an anticipated CAGR of 10.4%, driving between 2007 and 2012, driving the sector to a value of $6 trillion by the end of 2012. As you can see, BP PLC 7.80% it operates in more than 100 countries across six continents. To do so, we will analyze the Porter's 5 forces around BP. In order to maintain its competitive advantage, BP needs to draw out a strategy resulting from the implications of the competitive analysis for a sound future of its organization.
Political factors of BP. We can say that BP is exposed to different countries' regulations and policies, such as the EU regulation on carbon emission, or the recent contract in Brazil, where the BP and TNK Russia will only retain 55% of the profit for the following 2 years. By creating the policies and the regulations, they have important role in relation to the oil, and then create barriers or they impose tariffs in the governments. It is an important issue for BP. In the graph, we can see in 2010, BP has spent almost £7 million on lobbying governments. As the political instability can affect the operation and production of the oil for BP, as well as the price of the oil, such as the cases in Libya and Iraq, BP has implemented a new strategy where it explores the drilling globally. The new contract has been won, the one in Brazil, the one in the New West Shetland Islands, the one in the South China Sea. Inflation has an effect on the oil and energy prices. In the case of BP, inflation does have an effect on the oil prices, but only by a small fraction, due to the fact that there is no substitute for the crude oil. Prices are market dependable and exchange rate sensitive, meaning that the dollar is related to the commodity of crude oil. Therefore, the social factors, the analysis, we can see that after the recent environmental disaster that happened in the Gulf of Mexico, BP has been under a lot of pressure and has been criticized a lot through the actual media. Therefore, the BP has implemented a new marketing strategy by branding themselves into Beyond Petroleum, started supporting the Olympics in 2012. So, technological, BP has focused on the future technologies such as subsea technology, wind turbines, solar panel technology, introducing the Energy Outlook Project 2013 in relation to the biofuels, with the analyzing the environmental factors affecting BP. The oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico has represented a lesson to be learned by BP. Therefore, we can say that they continue with the introducement of new technology and being environmentally friendly, like I mentioned previously, by analysis of the legal factors on BP. We can say that BP is exposed to different legal requirements and countries with cultural differences, such as were fined $42 billion due to the spill of the oil. BP has to comply with the EU regulation of carbon emissions.
Mentioned by one of my colleagues earlier in the technological part, we can say that the capabilities in the service followed by manufacturer and supply could be one of the strengths of the wind power. So the other strength could be that there is an existing experience across the range of industry with similar skills such as aerospace. The major constraint about the wind power is that most of manufacturers have got an established relationship with the supplier, and some of them are vertically integrated. The other difficulty could be in contributing to a new design, because this type of wind turbine is well established in the market. As we can see, so the main strength of the tidal energy is the strong offshore and marine engineering capabilities. The benefit that BP will have from the tidal energy, that will be the world-class experience in development and evaluation of the wave energy conversion. The first weakness for the tidal energy could be that the energy supplies from marine renewable is intermittent. Add to this weakness, there is further one, which is technical, economic and performance. We still remain with this kind of power. One of the strengths for the solar voltaic power is like they will provide access to world-class, innovative and collaborative research and development community. One of the other strengths of the solar photovoltaic panel is that they've got an international reputation for modern architectural design and in the construction of the buildings, which is integrated, environmentally friendly. The major problem for the solar photovoltaic panel is that the cost and the labor to produce it is very expensive. The investment barriers for new entry into the PV cell production market are very high, which makes it another difficulty to entry in the market. The other strength of biomass is the capability of service to support all stages of dedication to the biomass energy. So the weakness could be that there is no entirely a large scale of biomass boiler manufacturer. The cost of the biomass plants, which include waste and energy crops, are high due to the nature of the fuel.
As a model, how does BP affect the market penetration, product development, market development, and then how it diversifies its products? As for the market penetration, BP has offered some discount cards in various countries like Australia and New Zealand. It is now more focusing on the locations for the fuel stations, and it has been, for example, BP has been changing the fuel locations for Australia and New Zealand. We're going to be talking about the product development. As my colleague previously said, in the technological part, BP has been focusing more on the biofuel and wind energy, for example. The main aims of their focus on these energies are low cost and low carbon emissions, hence BP becoming more environmentally friendly. Because of that, BP has then invested $1.5 billion in the biofuel project. Wind energy is going to be the future energy for BP. The biggest crude oil exporter in the African continent, BP still has many capabilities to operate its business in Libya to drill and to sell, but it has also been conducting survey, taking information to operate in Sudan. The new oil discovery of 80 million barrels in Egypt is the estimate of BP's overall production that it will increase by 150,000 barrels per day. Another diversification which my colleague has also mentioned in the technological part is that the solar energy. BP has been investing into the solar energy panels for $10 million every year in the solar energy sector. And according to the data monitor research, there has been a 50% growth in the solar energy technology till the end of year of 2014.